Approximately 24 hours ago, I was on the road going to look at a 1999 Jeep Wrangler, a TJ. Now, the observant viewer will remember, I used to have a 93 Wrangler, which is a YJ, the square headlight, and I loved it. And I traded it for a new Edge, and I ironically have another new Edge because I regretted getting rid of the new Edge. This one needs some work, obviously, but I missed the YJ. And I looked at the TJ in it. I mean, that one was particularly bad. The frame was caught, hacked, rotted, junk. I feel bad for whoever does buy it. A little bit later in the day yesterday, on December 31st, the last day of 2023, I found a black YJ, a 1992 4-liter straight six best engine in the 5-speed manual. And now it is sitting in my driveway. This is my new to me Wrangler. Now, she's ugly. Like, she is ugly as sin. I'm not gonna hide that for a second. It's like crinkle paint, but it did drive 70 miles home, so it's worth something at least. And I'm gonna show you exactly why I bought it, what's wrong with it, and we're gonna work on it a little bit. But I'm stoked to have a YJ. I've always said this would be the ultimate 2-car garage, the daily, the YJ, you know, 4x4 for the winter, and then this, the little sport car thingy. This is my ultimate 2-car garage. Both of these cars need work before they're even close to that point where I consider them anything near the word ultimate. But this thing's pretty cool. I have absolutely no clue if it's gonna start for me today. Let's see if it starts the next morning. As you can see, the shifter's nice and floppy. Okay. I can start it right up. All right, so problem number 1 is a minor fuel leak. There is a fuel filter and a little piece of rubber line. I'm gonna replace both the rubber line and the fuel filter. That should do us good, but let's go ahead. Let's give you guys the honorary walk around. Now, of course, we start with the full size spare here, and we're rocking 31, so it's the same as my old Jeep. Tire tread on this, really good. Now, the wheels, they're not ugly, but they're not my style. Someday, one day, I'll get new wheels. The lady who I got this from had a Jeep girl sticker, which will probably come off today, but she was pretty cool. She built this Jeep herself, and when I say built, let me show you. This thing is pretty much stock. You got LED headlights, the 31-inch tires, got these nice bash guards here on the side. The rear bumper is aftermarket with the hitch, LED taillights, and this is probably the worst part of the whole Jeep. So what she claims happened is a previous owner was winching themselves out of like a mud pit or something. They got stuck, and when they finally got free, they launched themselves into a tree. Now, that did bend and crack this front frame rail. Thankfully, the steering box here stopped it from bending or cracking any worse. So they welded it up just to kind of patch it a little bit. She admitted she wasn't totally stoked with this fix, and I agree. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna chop this and hit it with the, we have a frame straightener. So gonna use it on both sides, get another tube in there so it's nice and straight. Thing drives totally straight. I can take my hand off the wheel at 70 and she keeps going. I'm really not too concerned. You can see this leaf bracket here for the front leaf spring's a little tweaked. So that's the absolute worst of this Jeep. It's ugly, right? Like, the paint is gross. It's covered in pine, whatever. It just needs a good clean and a good paint job. I'm gonna try to fix this dent here. That's really unfortunate. LED taillights. It came with like a ridiculous amount of spare parts and like extra stuff that she never got around to putting on. There's 2 reasons that I'm really stoked I got this Jeep, and just so you guys know, I paid $3,300. It did come with an extra set of Dana 44 front and rear axles, and it also came with a small utility trailer that she didn't need anymore. But let's pop this hood and see what is going on underneath. So obviously this is that 4-liter straight six that everyone loves. This is a reman. So the previous owner, I got it from the second owner. She got it from the first owner, who got it brand new when they were 16. They blew it up. To be honest, I don't know how they blew it up, but they blew it up. She spent $2,000 and put a brand new remanned 4-liter straight six in. So theoretically, brand new engine, brand new power steering pump, brand new alternator, brand new water pump, all the gaskets, everything. It doesn't leak anything besides that fuel, so it seems. It starts good so far. I really got to do a bolt check. It feels loose, I guess would be a good way to do it. So got to do a little bolt check there, fix up that fuel leak, which is dumping gas onto my garage floor. It's got a bunch of like new parts under here, as you can see. And let me show you the real winner for this YJ. And Jeep enthusiasts will know why this makes the Jeep such a good deal. Now again, Jeep enthusiasts will know this is what makes any Jeep worth money or worth less. And you'll see mine is worth money. When I say this thing is rust-free for New England, this thing is rust-free. I mean, none of it's even been patched. This is actually a Georgia Jeep. That's the rustiest spot there is, and obviously that's totally solid. It's surface rust at best. This thing is solid, solid, solid under here. The exhaust is rough. The exhaust will be getting replaced. That thing is no bueno. It does make a rear end noise. I'm not sure if it's just low on fluid or what's going on under there, but it definitely needs a little bit of work. But for 3,300 bucks, I have what I deem to be a rust-free YJ. The tub and the frame are both totally solid. They have not been patched or anything. That is bone stock. That's still factory coating. Again, this Jeep came from Georgia, so she's as clean as she's gonna get. I'm gonna go over it with the same stuff that I use in the Fox body trunk. It's like this matte black Rust-Oleum rust reforming paint. I think it's better than Pour 15. When they had the engine out, they actually Pour 15 the whole firewall, so that's awesome. Just a lot of little loose ends to tie up on this thing, so I guess let's get to it. First thing I have to do is clean out the CRV because it is full of parts. And as you can see, I got another little trailer with some axles on it. These are not light and the trailer's tweaked, so I already got my good trailer there. CRV is full of parts, so let's empty that thing out. I didn't film it, but of course, you know, just taking a look at everything. I have some tools out and some cardboard and the fuel filter. So I gotta go pick up a new one. The rubber piece here, that rubber hose is junk, but I figure I already have the fuel filter off. Might as well put a new fuel filter in. Gonna grab like a foot of rubber hose as well to go along with it. Some new clamps, and I'm gonna freshen up and anti-seize the bolt that was holding the filter in. Again, guys, do things right if you're gonna do it. So I already pulled the filter out. It's a $15 part. I'm already going to the auto parts store, so new filter she shall get. And then we should have fixed the fuel leak, which is cool. Obviously, no one likes fuel leaks. And then they gotta dig a bit more into it, but I'm starving. I haven't eaten today. It's already noon. I smell like gas. I dumped, it has to be a half gallon on the floor. You'd be surprised how much that filter holds, but let's go grab a new filter for the thing. Figured I'd check the air filter as well, and it's clean, but it's like all messed up. So I'm gonna grab a new filter too. Gonna grab some oil filter, air filter, fuel filter, and then we'll start checking other fluids as well. But let's go do all that. All right, and it is out with the old and in with the new. Got some fresh 3/8 high pressure fuel line, new clamps. I refinished up this bolt, so I just went over all the threads with it. Gonna anti-seize it. I did pick up the stuff for the oil change. An air filter for this thing is next to impossible to find. No one had it in stock, so gonna rock this one for now. I'll order up a new one tonight. It has been a couple of days since I last recorded a clip for this video, but long story short, the Wrangler got a little bit of maintenance. We fixed a fuel leak on this side, checked all the tires, all the lugs are tight, so at least the wheels probably won't fall off. So the fuel leak is fixed, new filter, new lines, oil change, transfer case oil, transmission oil. I did not do the rear diff fluid. The transmission does still make its funny noise. My current hypothesis, the AX15 trans has two main, I guess rods you would call them. I don't know the technical term. Two main rods that your gears ride on. So you got first and reverse on one, third, fourth, and fifth on another. Third, fourth, and fifth whine like it's supercharged. Sounds like it's got straight cut gears. So I'm assuming those bearings in the trans probably need to be replaced. But we're gonna take this thing off-roading for the first time. I was told not to drive it in the rain because of the wipers. They seem to work, so we're gonna cross that bridge in a harsh way. I gotta clean up a few things. I tried to wire in the trailer lights, but someone messed it up at some point. So I just gotta zip tie that up, pull the hitch out, and then we'll go take this thing down a little muddy road that I know. It's got some stuff to off-road on, so we'll see if we can't get stuck a little bit and then hopefully unstuck. Let's do it. So far, it has done just about everything I've asked it to. It hasn't really given me any doubts. Unfortunately, it's all water and not really muddy. I was hoping I would leave the Jeep nice and muddy here, but it's actually cleaner than I left it. So keep going, got a little bit more road to go. I'm hoping there's some actual mud. Otherwise, we're gonna have to find some. See what this puddle does. We had to turn around. There was a couple fallen trees, and the Jeep's good, but it's not that good. So nice puddle, go for a swim. So the Jeep did pretty well. I made it home, which is always good, always a surprise there when a Chrysler product actually gets you where you want to go. The only weird thing, and I checked the fluid, it's got plenty of clutch fluid. Put it into first. Sometimes it doesn't want to come out of first. Sometimes it won't go into first. Sometimes it won't go into reverse. And I understand that first and reverse are synchronized and you have to put it into one to get to the other, but it truly would not let me out of first. I think maybe it needs to be bled. I don't know if it has anything to do with my throwout bearing, but I'm going to take a look into that. Other than that though, the old 92 YJ treated me well. You'll notice I'm back in the garage. I'm working on the Firebird. This is all for the next video. We're painting up the firewall, patching up a few holes, making everything nice. So if you guys want to see that video, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. Drop a like on this one if you're stoked to see another Wrangler on the channel. I know I didn't make a ton of videos with the last one. Honestly, don't know that I'll make a ton of videos with this one, but I wanted one. I love driving them. They're super fun. So if you guys want to see more videos, just comment down below. Let me know what you want to see. But I do want to thank you all for supporting the channel. Very close to 2,500 subs. So thank you guys for the support. I really do appreciate it. I just do this for fun, and it's cool to see that people enjoy watching me do this for fun, building my my hoopty fleet. So again, thank you guys sincerely for the support. Subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I will see you in the next one.